It's been, quite the roller coaster ride.
This last year has been a very difficult one.
Organizationally, we were in an increasingly difficult position.
We experienced the longest government shutdown in history.
We were really worried because how could we turn this around in a situation that had never come before?
When SNAP was suspended, next day we had over 500 people in our building.
Right now, everyone is feeling this underlying pressure, stress, and fear. Services are more needed and resources are more scarce. That is a perfect storm for a lot of organizations.
Around January and February of 25, we were hearing a lot of noise. There were new executive orders, news articles about potential budget decreases. So we had over 200 conversations in those first few months.
The beauty about the Community Response Fund is that it came up based on the needs that ECCF was hearing from the community.
We were initially met with some questions about shouldn't we wait and see who actually gets the funding cuts? And we weren't willing to wait and see. There was already enough damage being done, so we decided to act.
We learned about the community fund in the way that we learn about everything from ECCF, because we're always having conversations with folks at ECCF.
It was a pretty straightforward application process, and it was pretty much like, what do you need? No strings attached.
Once that fund did launch, it was a lifeline for us as an organization.
The funding has always been fast and flexible.
But the issue areas that we've been funding through the Community Response Fund are largely basic needs: food, shelter, clothing, bedding.
It's really sad to see that in this country, one of the richest countries in the world, people are still facing food insecurity.
The Greater Boston Food Bank just came out with a report earlier this month. The food insecurity rate here in Essex County is 43%, which is so alarming. People are navigating the rising cost of food, fuel, rising childcare costs, rising housing costs.
We've been able to distribute $2 million in grant funding so far, and we're still going for sure. We'll be doing more later this year.
We're not just putting Band-Aids on the problem. We're thinking long term. So not only meeting those tangible, immediate needs, but also looking big picture towards prevention and stability across the region.
It wasn't just saying, how can we support your organization funding-wise? It was also, how can we help you with strategizing around some of these challenges?
Being able to address the needs of food insecurity and provide more access to fresh food, especially through our farmers market and farmers market coupons, was really important to us.
We were really grateful for these resources, and especially the way that they were administered. We were able to get to work. We were able to move our mobile market into communities that were being impacted by the SNAP crisis.
The folks working at these nonprofits are warriors. They're not in it for the money. They are in the trenches, guiding people through some of the hardest days of their lives.
The nonprofit community is the lifeblood of any community.
In the time of scarcity is when the creativity and the entrepreneurship happens.
We are stronger together as a community. We appreciate ECCF's leadership because it does take that higher level perspective and organizing to be able to see all of these issues from a more high level holistic perspective.
The reality is that our communities are safer and healthier and stronger for all of us when we are meeting those immediate needs. A lot of things have been made possible not just because of the funding, but because of the thought partnership, because of the connecting, because of the convening.
We've designed the fund so that it can have legs, it'll last in perpetuity, and people can always donate to the Community Response Fund.
Many of us sit in the far corners of Essex County, and the work is really isolating. But then the phone rings, and you have somebody on the other end of the line going, what do you need? How can we help?
So I don't think that this work can be done alone, and whoever's doing this work alone is gonna go insane.
We couldn't do the work that we do without the support of ECCF.
For me, action is the balm to despair.
It didn't really make a difference where the chaos was for us over the last couple of years. Every time that something went away or something bad happened, we did have that someone reach out and say, I have this opportunity to help bridge some gaps and to help sustain some of the work that you're already trying to do, and that someone has consistently been ECCF.